Hey guys, welcome to House and Anna. My name is Anna, and today you're watching my Oscar predictions for this season. So as a film and TV student, I feel like it is my just responsibility overall to just brag about filmmaking, even though I have zero knowledge about it. Although I do have to say I'm actually pretty good at predicting who is going to win in the Oscars, and that's why I make this video. Last year's video, I think I predicted at around 90%. I also don't know math, so like that percentage might be wrong, but I think it went well. So I figured why not make it again. I haven't seen all the like extras, but I've seen most of the films. Anyways, I have my little cheat sheet here that I made, but I'm looking down at my computer to look at the nominees, so pardon me. By the way, disclaimer, I am really bad at names. English is not my first language, so a lot of the names I'm probably gonna butcher, so please don't come for me. But if you'd like to correct me, please do. Just be nice about it, please. I'm also dyslexic, so it just doesn't help. So the first category is actor in a leading role, and the first nominee that we have is Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins, the father, Gary Oldman, Mank, Steven Yeun in Minari. Okay, so this is a controversial one because I think Chadwick Boseman is gonna win, and I love him. I genuinely do. I think he was a great actor, and I'm really sad that he passed away. And I would love for him to have an Oscar, but I really like Riz Ahmed's performance in Sound of Metal. So I'm happy with both outcomes. I definitely think Chadwick Boseman is going to take it though. I'm just saying that my preference would be Riz Ahmed based on the performances. Next category is actor in a supporting role, and we have Sacha Baron Cohen in The Trial of Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami, Paul Rossi in Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield from Judas and the Black Messiah. Okay, now I think it's a hard category, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Sacha Cohen was good, but he wasn't like that good as the other guys in the category. And I'm very conflicted, you see, because I know that this is probably gonna go to Daniel Kaluuya, but I am obsessed with Lakeith Stanfield. Like, that guy has range. He is so good. Like, you need to check out all his other films. Like, he is genuinely such a good actor. And they're both in the same film, but like they're both just so good. So again, I'm really happy with either of the outcomes, but I would prefer Lakeith Stanfield. Although I am predicting Daniel Kaluuya is going to win. So next category is actress in a leading role. We have Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day, The United States vs. Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand, Nomadland, Carey Mulligan, Promising Young Woman. Now, this category I know I'm going to be angry about because I'm pretty sure this is going to go to Carey Mulligan, and even though I love her as an actress, I think she is really talented, I don't think Promising Young Woman was that big of a deal, or at least like the performance wasn't that big of a deal. So I'm hoping it will go to Andra Day. I think Andra Day was magnificent, but I don't think that's gonna happen, and that's gonna probably piss me off because I feel like all the people in the category deserve it, but Carey Mulligan is just not my favorite out of all of them. But I predict that that's gonna happen. I've just been hearing a lot of buzz about it. Next up, we have actress in a supporting role, Maria Bakalova in Borat's subsequent movie film, and it's like the most long name of a film you could ever have. And then we have Glenn Close in Hilly Billy Elegy, Olivia Colman in The Father, Amanda Seyfried in Mank, and Yoo Young-yoon in Minari. That category, I feel like I really hope it's gonna go to Maria Bakalova because I feel like she's the one who deserves it the most out of all of them. I wouldn't mind Yoo Young to win it either. I feel like those two were probably like my favorites out of the categories, but I feel like a Academy favorite is Olivia Colman. So my prediction is Maria Bakalova, but I could be wrong and it could be going to Olivia Colman. It's not what I would prefer, but I think that's what's gonna happen. I feel like the Academy loves someone like Olivia Colman, which I do too. But I don't know. I feel like in this category it would have gone to somebody else in an ideal world if it's not going to Maria. Then we have animated feature film. This one we have Onward by Dan Scanlon and Corey Ray, Over the Moon, Glenn Kane, Jenny Rim and Palin Chow, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, I don't know how to say that, by Richard Phelan, Will Becker and Paul Cooley, Soul by Pete Docter and Dana Murray, Wolfwalkers by Tom Moore, Ross Stewart, Paul Young and Stephen Rowlands. This one's gonna go to Soul. If it doesn't go to Soul, I'll actually be shocked. I do like Wolfwalkers as a second option, but it's definitely gonna go to Soul. It's a pretty darn good film, I would say. Next category is cinematography, and we have Sean Bobbitt from Judas and the Black Messiah, Eric Messerschmidt from Mank, Darius Wolski from News of the World, Joshua James Richards from Nomadland, and Phenom Pipamichael from The Trial of the Chicago 7. I think this is gonna go to Nomadland. I really like the cinematography in it. It could also just be going to Mank. I wouldn't really like that. I think it should go to Nomadland. I feel like there isn't that big of a competition in a way. Like, all the cinematography was beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Nomadland really just stood out. Next up, costume design. I actually really enjoy this category because I feel like so much can be transmitted in a costume, so I'm really excited about this. The nominees are Alexander Byron from Emma, Anne Roth from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Trish Somerville from Mank, Bina Deigler from Milan, and Massimo Cantini Parini from Pinocchio. I actually haven't seen Pinocchio, so if Pinocchio wins, I'm just gonna blame it on that. But I think Emma is gonna win this. Either Emma or Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but I think Emma is the strongest contender. Next category, we have directing, and it's Thomas Vinterberg from Another Round, David Fincher from Mank, Lee Isaac Chung from Minari, Chloe Zhao from Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell from Promising Young Woman. I feel like this is hands down gonna go to Chloe Zhao unless they pull like a, sexist maneuver and they give it to David Fincher. I do love David Fincher actually. Like, I don't mean to like shit on him or anything. Like, I actually love him. He's probably my favorite director out there. But out of both films, Chloe Zhao wins. I'm so sorry, David Fincher, but that's the tea. Then we have documentary feature and documentary short, and honestly, I'm gonna skip these categories because I don't want to make the video longer, and I also just didn't see any of them, like not even one, so I'm so sorry. So the next category then is film editing, and this one I have my favorite, but I think it's gonna go to somebody else, which angers me. First, the nominees are Yorgos Lanthimos, The Father, Chloe Zhao, Nomadland, Frederick Thorvald, Promising Young Woman, Michael E.G. Nelson, Sound of Metal, and Alan Baumgarten from The Trial of Chicago 7. My favorite is The Sound of Metal, period. That's it. But I think it might go to Trial of the Chicago 7, and I don't know how that makes me feel. I just really hope The Sound of Metal wins. I'm watching you, the Academy. Then we have the international feature film, and I didn't watch any. There's just, I've been so into TV lately, so we're skipping that. I am very sorry. I promise I'm gonna watch them at some point. So we have makeup and hairstyling, also a very exciting category that I genuinely love. Okay, these are a lot of names, so I'm just gonna go straight into the film. The nominees are Emma, Hillybilly Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, and Pinocchio. And I think this one's gonna go to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Even though Emma is like a strong contender in this, I feel like it's definitely Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I would be disappointed if it didn't. Next up, we have a very confusing category for a lot of people, but this is the music original score. Not original song, those are two very different things, which is also not sound. So I probably could make a video of explaining all of this, but I'm not gonna go into it right now. So the nominees are Terrence Blanchard for The Five Bloods, Taryn Reznor and Atticus Ross in Mank, Emily Mosseri from Minari, James Newton Howard from News of the World, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batiste for Soul. Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor are like killing the game apparently, but I think it's gonna go to Soul. I think Soul had a beautiful score, and the other ones don't Like they don't actually like beat souls. And I think it's also like a favorite, so I think that one's gonna win. That is my prediction. Then next category is music, but this is the original song, and this one I am gonna go also straight to the name of the song and the film because it's really like longer description than a lot of people. The first nominee is Fight For You from Judas and the Black Messiah, Hear My Voice from The Trial of the Chicago 7, Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, that's a film, Yossi from The Life Ahead, Speak Now from One Night in Miami. I gotta be honest with you, I usually don't nail this category, so I really like Fight For You from Judas and the Black Messiah, but I also really like the Speak Now When I Am Miami. I genuinely think Speak Now from When I Am Miami is gonna win. So that's my prediction, but I could also be wrong because I never nailed it. So take it as you wish. Next up, we have production design, which is also one of my favorite categories and so underestimated. The nominees are, okay, there's a lot of names, I'm just gonna go straight into the movie. It's The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenant. I feel like it's either between Mank and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but I'm leaning more towards Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because I definitely feel like that was such a beautiful production design, and it's also my favorite, so I'm really hoping that my prediction is correct because it's genuinely really good. I mean, Mank wasn't bad at all, it was actually pretty stellar too, so I wouldn't be angry about either of them, but I'm guessing Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is gonna win. Then we have short film animated and short film live action, which we're skipping because I have not seen. Then we have sound, and I'm gonna just say the films again, a lot of names, so sorry to these people, I'm very, very sorry. We have Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, and Sound of Metal. Now this for me is super easy, ladies and gentlemen, because not only is it my actual favorite one, but then I found out that it was done by Mexicans. Well, four of the team are Mexicans, and it's Sound of Metal. Like, this is genuinely the best sound, or at least in my opinion, from all the films, and then it's backed up by Mexicans. Like, yes, represent. So genuinely wish that they win. Next up is visual effects. So a lot of people are also included in these credits, so I'm gonna go straight into the visual effects. The first one is Love and Monsters, which is actually a good film. I would recommend it. The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenant. Yeah, my prediction is that Tenant is gonna win, and it's also my favorite. However, The Midnight Sky could also win. Not my favorite. Tenant. Hope you win. Don't make me look bad at these prediction things. And so the last three categories we have reached. Am I yoga? What the fuck? The first one is writing, but it's the adapted screenplay one. And there are a lot of names in the first one, so I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say all of them. But the first nominee is Borat Subsequent Movie Film, blah blah blah, all that long title. The next nominee is The Father by Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller, Nomadland by Chloe Zhao, One Night in Miami by Kemp Powers, and The White Tiger by Ramin Baharni. Okay, my two favorite ones are One Night in Miami and Nomadland, but because I do a lot of like weighing who wins in which category and stuff to figure out who wins in the other ones, so I'm gonna choose One Night in Miami instead of Nomadland. I might explain later why. And then we have writing original screenplay. So we have Judas and the Black Messiah by Will Burson and Sasha King, Minari by Isaac Chung, Promising Young Woman by Emerald Fennell, Sound of Metal by Darius Martyr and Abraham Martyr, and The Trial of the Chicago 7 by Aaron Sorkin. Now, Aaron Sorkin is an Academy favorite, so I feel like it's a strong contender, but I don't think it's my favorite. And then another really strong contender, and I think this is gonna happen, and I'm really sad about it, is The Promising Young Woman screenplay. I don't know, there's just something about A Promising Young Woman that I really enjoyed it, but it doesn't feel that big for me. I'm unsure. I'm still feeling it out, you know? I really don't know what it is. There's just something about that film. I think it's gonna go to either of those films. Out of both of them, I would prefer The Trial of the Chicago 7, but none of them are my favorite. I think my favorite is Minari. And in the last big category, we have Best Picture. You know, save the best for last, I guess. So the nominees are The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. This is gonna go to Nomadland. And if it doesn't go to Nomadland, it better be going to The Sound of Metal or Minari. I'm happy with those three options, but I feel like it's Nomadland, Sound of Metal, Minari. Those are my favorite films, I think, of the year. Like, they are so good. So good. And Sound of Metal just hit different somehow. I don't know why, but I don't think it's a strong contender for anybody except for me. So, but Nomadland definitely takes this. Nomadland was fantastic. So, please go watch it if you haven't. Basically, why I didn't choose Nomadland for adapted screenplay was because usually the film that wins Picture of the Year doesn't win all the other awards. Like, there's always this one film that just sweeps everything, and then there's this other one is Best Picture. That's why I didn't actually consider it for adapted screenplay. But those are all it. Let me know if you have very different predictions from mine, or let me know if I should prioritize any of the documentaries or shorts that I haven't missed, or the international features, because it is a long list that I have to go through. So if there's one that you're like, oh, start with this one, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We upload every Monday and Thursday, so you could also check those videos out. And have a happy rest of your Monday. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.